Welcome to the Pistol midweek mental break.
All right, what's good? What's good? Veronica, Tony. I know Mark wants the intros, so I'll just do them because he's not here today to yell at me. So we're back again for middle of the week mental break. And this week we're going to be discussing something that I thought it was kind of odd that you brought up, Tony, on your previous podcast, that you guys back in Ferguson were wearing bulletproof vests.
I think I jinxed. I think I might have jinxed Phoenix Fire Department.
Yeah,
did.
And it was weird. But so last week in Levine, what was it?
55th and Dobbins, I think.
55th Avenue and Dobbins.
It's a tongue twister.
Yeah, it's. I don't know that I would say that that's a bad part of town. Levine's probably not that bad.
Call it up and coming.
Yeah. So what ends up happening is the firefighters are out probably shopping, right? Tony, is that what you guys did? Because they weren't at the station cleaning house.
At least 60% of the time
Yeah.
we were getting some form of food.
But it was
something.
at night,
Yeah.
so it was dark out. And then they come back to the firehouse, and they probably were doing their job. When they responded back, they noticed that the dome light on one of the rigs was on, which apparently is a clue for you guys.
New to me. I had no fucking idea.
Because nobody's yelling, "Hey, who left the dome light on?"
Who's wasting the electricity?
Yeah, do you not lock doors behind you at the
Yeah,
firehouse?
exactly,
Who
like-
doesn't fucking do that? So,
Oh shit.
what ends up happening is they get off the rig, they look, somebody notices the dome light's on, and they go in there to investigate it, and there's somebody rummaging around their shit. All around no-gooders in the firehouse, shouldn't be there. And I got to let me tell you, I got to give these guys props because no weapons, no vests, but a whole shitload of tools to kick that shit out of people with, right? You guys got like hooligans.
You grab a
and
fucking sledgehammer.
yeah. So they contact them, they approach them. I don't know what ends up happening, but the guys end up running away. They give chase a little bit. The guys turn around. One of the guys turns around, just pops off some rounds towards the firefighters.
Fuck.
Which is absolutely absurd. So I have
Did they find these people?
not yet.
Not yet.
Holy shit.
And if you know that area,
Yeah.
it's not like it's pretty sparse.
Right.
Like on one side is a bunch of homes and a fire station.
Yeah.
And on the other side is pretty much like fields. And you can see when they got there, they had the air unit overhead. And so I'm assuming they either lived close by or they had a car and were able to get away before PD got there.
It's amazing.
And so the odd part was so I've been in law enforcement 20 years. Veronica, you have how many years? 15?
Mm-hmm.
So terrible at math. So that's like 25 years right there.
That's 35.
Or 35 years, whatever. I need a drink to do math. So 35, and then how much did you have?
like 5, 6,
All
whatever.
right, so almost 40 years of experience. And looking back in my career, other than the riots in L.A. where they were actively shooting at firefighters, this is something that's absolutely new to me.
Right.
It's fucking absurd.
Everybody likes firemen. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's just downright fucked. Like that's when you know society has
Hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
hit some
absolutely.
form of
Yeah,
rock
because
bottom.
and I don't think society understands what that means
No.
in the big scheme of things.
Right.
Mm-mm.
You know, if they're shooting at fucking cops, they understand like that's part of the game
It's
we
like,
play.
oh, that's cops.
Right.
You chose that.
You chose
know,
that,
yeah,
yeah.
you got a gun to shoot back.
No, but
Tase 'em in the
firefighters,
leg.
you got fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Like you were there too strictly, like we said the episode that I did my story on. You're there strictly to help. Like, what the fuck?
Right. So they're sitting ducks, and if these bad guys keep getting away with this shit, if they're shooting at us and now they're shooting at firefighters, they don't give a fuck about your
Right.
house.
There's just no. Yeah.
You should be absolutely fucking scared
Mm-hmm.
because at some point you're gonna call the police department. And nobody's gonna fucking show up
Yep.
because if they show up, they're gonna get sued. You call the fire department, they're not gonna show up because they're
Right.
gonna get shot at,
Mm-hmm.
and it's odd. It's odd and it's scary, and I don't think they made enough stink about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
They talked about it for 2 days, and then they moved on to the next.
well, and that's the
fucking
thing is like to barely like at my job. You think that would be the most talked about thing? I didn't even fucking hear about it all week.
No, yeah,
I didn't either until you mentioned it.
it's
That's
fucking
insane.
crazy. That like it's not that big of a deal. So that was one of the things that I wanted to talk about that happened last week. And on the heels of that, I'm driving to work a couple days after that incident takes place, and I'm listening to a local radio show, and I'm not going to mention their show because I don't want to give them any publicity or people calling them hacking them up or whatever. But so they've got 2 male DJs and like 2 or 3 female DJs that are on this radio show. One of the DJs had broke her MacBook, and so she was telling the other DJs that she wanted a new MacBook.
First world problems.
Yeah, that's exactly how she sounded. That's exactly how she sounded. So she's saying that she doesn't want to pay full price for the MacBook, so she wants a used MacBook. So they go through this whole spiel about trying to find her a used MacBook because she needs this MacBook. And so the male DJs are like, what the audience doesn't know is that she's been harping on this MacBook for the last few weeks or so. So what they did was, this is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. What they did was they created an Instagram with her feet. Okay?
What?
Her feet. They take pictures of her feet and her friends' feet. And then they post them on Instagram.
And this is an Instagram page.
This is an Instagram page. I'm not even going to tell you the name of the Instagram page.
I think I know what group of DJs you're talking about because he's got a big foot fetish.
Yes.
And he talks about it all the time.
Yes. Which I'm not judging him because, hey, I got my own fetishes. We talked about it beforehand, and might have some fairies are involved.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
so
to each his own.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm not judging. So that's not even the problem. The problem isn't the fact that they created this Instagram page with her feet, which is cool. But what ends up happening is they tell the followers, because the followers listen to her on the radio show, that she wants a new MacBook. Okay?
Yeah.
So these fucking followers, are you ready for this? They gift her money. That's what they called it, gifting. Gifting someone, Tony and Veronica, who has a fucking job, money to get a new MacBook. We can't get motherfuckers to gift us a goddamn fucking computer or fucking time. So I'm thinking we should create Mark's foot page on Instagram and see if we can get him to gift us some money for Mark's feet. I've never seen his feet. They might be funky.
We should start taking pictures of Mark's feet and then
not tell him?
trying to ask for money for a pedicure for Mark.
He's got like funky
yeah, like the toenails.
I bet he's got very clean,
pristine.
manicured feet. He
Yeah.
probably does get
Yeah.
a pedicure. I bet Mark does.
Yeah. So I was thinking, why not try it? Fuck, if the girl who has a fucking
so
job
true.
can put her feet
Yeah.
on there, you
Why
know?
the fuck not?
And I was thinking about putting Veronica's feet on there, but we've had some issues with stalkers in the past, so we're just gonna stop anything now.
So we're putting the roadblock
Thank
up
we're gonna
there.
block it right
Like,
here. Yeah. So if he's got hopefully if you guys are watching Mark, we're gonna try to sneak Mark's feet if he ever wears sandals.
And thank God it's Mark's feet.
Yeah.
Because you do not want to see my feet.
They're like cavemen, your shit, because you hike and shit.
Yeah, like I got like a banana toe.
Ah. Oh my God! They might actually pay us to take your feet down.
Straighten that fucker's toe.
Yeah. So that's what it pissed me off because I'm thinking to myself, she has a job, and people are gifting her money for nothing.
Yeah, like if it was for a purpose, okay, I understand.
It
but
is
like,
a purpose. She
but
needs a new
no-
laptop.
But that's something she
They
should earn.
But they all
like,
just want to
like
be a part of something, and that's a cool thing to be a part of. So that's why they do that. Like
Yeah.
we're not cool.
We're not cool,
Nobody
Veronica.
likes to talk about us.
I've watched
That's
our
true.
Facebook page. If you look at our Facebook
We
page,
are
Tony,
sad and gloomy
Yeah.
and heartbreaking.
even
Yeah.
when she posts funny shit,
it's still got like a
Yeah.
teardrop in it.
even on Veronica's personal Facebook page, she'll post something about PISTLE and people are like 2 or 3 likes and then like a share, right? And then occasionally a comment, right? And then like she'll post something that has to do with like, I don't know, this fucking Chip and Joanna Gaines shit. And then it's like 10,000 fucking likes and 8,000 shares. And then she'll post something else about
It's like
fucking
one.
yeah. Then she'll post something else about like, I did yoga today. With just a thing that says I did yoga today.
did yoga.
And it's got 10,000 fucking likes on it. That's what we're dealing with.
That's true.
So
it's a fucked up world.
it is. And firefighters are getting shot at. It still to this day blows my mind. There's no reason for you guys to be in that kind of danger and not and people not be concerned.
Well, and it's almost back to that. I don't know if you guys remember the whole controversy almost in 2014 was we almost asked to carry.
Wow.
We did. We asked to carry during our shift.
Right.
And there was a big hoopla not to. Well, this gives us, I mean, that's all the grounds to be able to carry. You know, I mean, it's
Right.
like, what the fuck do you want us to do? Just get shot?
Right.
Like, oh, hey.
Well, because
know?
people don't believe it happens. An isolated
Yeah,
incident.
it's true. Yeah.
And that's just fucking absurd.
Well, and that's what blows my mind is like I had so many people text me after I was on here and did that talk, and they were like, "You really got shot at?" Like, yeah.
Yeah, fucking
Like,
ignorance.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
that
That's
shit
just
happens.
ignorance. They just think that you just ride around in a cool red truck
Yep.
and
Get
hand
cats
out
out of
stickers.
trees.
Yeah. Save dogs from water that drown.
Replace AC batteries and,
Yeah.
and fire
Open
detector
open
batteries.
doors.
Open
Yeah.
doors.
I use fire a lot for that.
Gotta
Fire.
love it. Gotta love
Call-
it.
Can we get fire out to open this door, please?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So before we wrap up, one of the things I wanted to touch on that struck me, again, that should not be acceptable is the amount of officer suicides year to date versus the officers killed in the line of duty. And no one's keeping tabs of the fire guys. And I know it's a problem. When it
Right.
comes out, it's going to be just as horrific.
Mhm.
But you have the
Definitely.
stats, Veronica. What did I tell you the stats were for officers this year to date? I think it was like
146.
146 year to date. 22 of those were off retired officers.
Yep.
Fuck.
We're getting that from Blue Help.
Yep.
And then year to date, officers killed in the line of duty,
85.
85.
So we're almost double that.
Right.
So what is being done?
Nothing.
Hmm.
They're sending money to DJs.
Yep.
That's
exactly.
there's nothing
Yeah.
being done. And mind you,
It's also mental health awareness month, by the way. So it's wonderful that nothing's being done.
right.
Especially
They
now.
want mental health for all the other people, but not the people taking care of the mental health. people.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's a shame that we've come to that. And I know Blue Help, those are confirmed. So the number would probably be higher
Right.
if they were actually keeping an on. People were actually saying that, because I know there's officers and firefighters out there who take their lives and their families don't want to believe it's job related.
Well, so I have an example real quick. Several months back, towards the end of the school year, at my son's school, we had a firefighter there who took his own life. And it was never talked about like that. You know, even like when you see social media about it, it's just like no mention of what actually happened.
Yeah.
It's like it just some fluke thing that just happened. You know, so if you were reading it, you could perceive it as a medical issue, just an accident, you know, something like that, not what actually happened.
Right. And they're probably thinking it's all pre-existing.
Yeah.
That's probably
Nonchalant about it. you
Yeah.
know, like, oh, it's no
Poor
big
guy.
deal.
He had
Yeah.
mental health issues.
Poor guy.
Never mind. How do you know how long he had on?
No, I don't.
No. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming out for the midweek mental break. We miss Mark. I know he'd be pleasantly surprised that we talked about his
Feet.
funky ass feet. All right. So we'll see you guys next week.